I'm the rector of Toregi. I got lost up in the hills.
You're bleeding.
He stared and he prayed like an old god beset by his enemies. Cormaibion night, falling from a parched and dying sky. Its tenors and castrati contraltos descending to the basso profundo of these, the holy six of Wales. In the gravy black twilight, like the limp-treed limbs of some putrefied homunculus, the six sit and talk, fixed in the stuffed and caged gaze of a pheasant, in this jungle of fern and aspidistra. Since mid-afternoon they had talked of nothing but the disappearance of the rector of Laugharne.
A boiled sweet, Mr. Edger. The chapel ladies love to give me boiled sweets. God bless them. Where would I be without the chapel ladies of Aberystwyth?
Thank you, Mr. Stone. The Reverend Davies and I were always fond of sweets. Stimulates the theological flow, he used to say. I can see him now, up on the Jarvis Hills, sucking and spouting forth sweet tongues of fire. The infinite curve of matter and the nameless word.
Immaculate Conception in the graveyard of Laugharne Church, Mr. Edger. Oh, it must be over a year now since I last saw him there. Sullen he was. In need of a stiff sherry. Gentlemen?
Thank you, Mr. Vine. I will partake. I'm not given to excesses, you understand. Moderation in all things, I say. But I must admit this business with Mr. Davies has been very distressing for me. 4 extra servers a month, not to mention the rumours of scandal and treachery in the parish of Laugharne. As you know, I come from the Rhondda, a place itself not unacquainted with gossip, walled in by the choking grasses and claustrophobic terraces of the ineffable mountain rim, like a cauldron of slander. But I've never heard of anything like this involving the man of the cloth, not since Rhys took his child of fornication to the summit of Laugharne.
Satan's work! Satan's work, Mr. Rafe. But to me, this business smells more of a most foul murder than fornication. I knew Davis well enough. He wasn't made of the stuff to turn the thoughts of Eve's adulterous daughters to thoughts of weakness. No. The man was a fool, but a poor innocent fool. He had no eyes for the full-breasted bodice and the painted lips of the Jezebel.
No, no indeed, Mr. Luciter. Nor could anyone expect such behavior from those of collar and cloth, such as us. We who must strive to be as firm as the pillars of Solomon's temple.
A boiled sweet, Mr. Stipe.
Maniferri, 1 woman and 6 erections. Come on, gal.
Off we go! All 6 of Wales.
Flowers,
Still investigated while I'm educated, moving meditated. So I was related. Lost my friends and I lost my love. Now it feels like my chest been mutilated. We are the holy six of flame. We are the holy six of flame.
Manifest. One woman and 6 erections. Come on, gal.
Bacio Italia.
At the first signs of night, they would step from the table, adjust their hats and their smiles, and walk into the wicked streets, where the women smiled under the lamps, and the promise of the old sickness stirred in the fingertips of the girls. the holy life was a constant erection to these 6 gentlemen.
A letter has arrived, Your Holiness, from Mrs. Owen cum Gwaelod. It seems there's been a man staying with her and her husband, and the talk in the village is of some strange goings on.
Thank you, Laugharne. Can't see the name Owen rings a bell. Let me see now. Here in the valley, my husband and I live as quiet as 2 mice. That is, until about a year ago, when the Reverend Mr. Davis of Laugharne came to our door, pale as a ghost.
Davis in cum Gwaelod? Damn, he must have been kidnapped. Snake stings and cloven feet, black magic covens. She writes with a backward hand. Read on, Mr. Edger. Backward hand or no, she's a fine figure of a woman, is Amabel Owen, the Black Madonna of country of Jarvis.
Do the holy gentlemen believe in ghosts? I see ghosts everywhere in the bare trees of the valley, the ghosts of the last spring and summer, but I'd never met a ghost in the cloth of the church.
Do you feel the sap of the deadly nightshade that she pours into our ears? Word-spun chains of cloud and iron suspended from our limbs. Then come Davis, and she talks of ghosts.
The Reverend Mr. Davis is staying with us for an indefinite period.
May she bear a vampire's baby?
Not a vampire, Mr. Stipe, but I've heard she's expecting. The Virgin Village is she's free with her favours, never go to chapel, her or her husband. And there's been talk of a moaning and a wailing up at the stones of Carrigalved. They say she's a witch with a crystal ball like a gypsy queen.
So Davis has fallen in with the powers of darkness. We better go now and deliver him from the hands of Satan.
Aye, we'll go and visit cum Gwaelod this very night.
There with the Virgin, Amabel Owen, in the mothering middle of Sandridge County. Ghostly Davis, a soul in torment. Forth we go! The Holy 6 of Wales. Druid hex casts its shadow over Davis's grave. Infernal flowers burst forth from the coffin cracks. With the faces of the west stars, the backs of the east, God's wrath, I hear his parishioners say. Then forward! Davis's soul lies in the balance.
She's tied him up in the cellar. His wounds treated daily with rust and salt and vinegar and alcohol. The juice of the upas tree. The scorpion's ointment. A sponge soaked in dropsy. Edgar! Call for the carts!
Laugharne, would you quick get old Hall to get the cart?
Flock of ravens and carrion crows feasting on the soul of the Reverend Davis. I'd like to be a fly on the wall in cum Gwaelod tonight.
So you shall, Mr. Stipe, so you shall.
One woman and 6 erections. Together.
Have you heard the myth of Nathan from Jarvis? Pixie dreams of how we made love. Can you hear the flip spiral?
and 6
Well, you can't see us.
Won't get 6
There aren't any stars.